Well, between all those people that came and went from my house, somebody saw what I had in my house and broke into my house while we slept. I met my wife about 7 years ago. And 7 years ago, we got married 5 years ago. So we're going on our 6th year of marriage. And we decided that we were going to get out of the U.S. We just didn't, I don't know. The United States is like a rat race, right? All you do is you work to pay your bills. And every now and then you get to travel a little bit. And we did a lot of traveling inside the country. The problem was, I had a problem since I wasn't born in the United States. In order for me to get my citizenship papers, it's been an ordeal, and they wouldn't give them to me just like that, right? Even though my father was American and my mom is a citizen and everything. So they made it really hard for me to travel outside of the U.S. And then when Donald Trump was elected, things got pretty bad over there. I had a business that was very lucrative. I employed at times 30 people. And when he got elected, for some reason, I stopped getting work. And I saw things started to change in the society, and I didn't like the way things were going, I drove a real big F-350 truck. It was a real fancy 4x4. It was really nice. And I got pulled over 3 times in less than a year, put on the side of the road with my hands above my head, like I stole my truck, and that really hurt. That really hurt because, my grandfather served 42 years in the Army. My father was a veteran, and for me to be treated like that, it kind of like really made me angry. And I didn't like the way things were going over there. I just saw a lot of mass shootings. You send your kids to school, and crazy kids would go to school with guns and kill people for no reason whatsoever. And I didn't want my kid to grow up in that, right? So we decided we were going to leave, and we left. We thought, hey, I was born in Costa Rica, right? So I remember paradise. I remember the beaches, the jungles, the fauna. It was just such a beautiful country. We decided to pack up our house, and we threw everything in a container and moved to Costa Rica. That was a mistake because I didn't know that it was so expensive to live there. Costa Rica has American prices with Colombian wages. So the people there might make $600 a month, and that won't buy you much in that country, right? The food is expensive, groceries are expensive. A shampoo in the United States that costs 99 cents in Costa Rica costs maybe $5, for a little bottle of shampoo. And then it got to be ridiculous. So we decided after 7 months we were going to sell all our belongings, everything we took. And we just kept what was important, pictures, mementos, things like that. And we decided to leave. My wife is Colombian. The reason that we didn't come here first was because every Colombian that we know in the United States talks bad about Colombia. And they say that the crime and it's out of control, and the government, and they say so many bad things. We decided to go to Spain. And we get to Spain, and it was very cold because we ended up getting to Madrid. It was winter, so it was very cold. And we left Houston cold to go to another cold, and we didn't really like it. My wife hated it, and she got depressed. And we decided, okay, well then let's come to Colombia. We went to Bogota first because we thought that you had to go to Bogota since the U.S. Embassy was there, and for me to obtain my Colombian legal papers to be able to reside here, that we had to go there, but that wasn't the case. So we stayed in Colombia maybe 6 months, and it was cold. It always rained, and we ended up getting COVID in April of 2020. So I got pretty bad. It was a horrible experience. It attacked my lungs, and it almost killed me. And they wouldn't see me in a hospital here. It doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank, they won't see you. If you don't have insurance, Colombian insurance, they won't see you at the hospital. They'll let you die on the curb. Just so people know when they come here what to expect. So you better come with insurance, because anything happens to you, they will not see you at all. And you tell them, I'll pay cash. No, sorry. They wouldn't even see me. So I'm at home. I was coughing so bad I couldn't breathe. If I took breaths in that were too heavy, it would cause me to cough a lot more. And it got to the point where I was coughing blood. I coughed so much that I got an umbilical hernia from coughing so much. It was really bad. Sometimes I coughed so bad that my lights would go out, like when you box and you get hit in the face real hard and you see stars and you can't see anything. It was like that. It was really bad. And there was a pastor that we did mission work with in Bogota. He was friends with the doctor that saw me, and he recognized exactly what was going on. He told me, I didn't know this. He said, call the pharmacy and tell them to bring you these medicines. And I said, well, I don't have the. In the United States, you have to have a note from the doctor that says this man needs these drugs, and then you take it to the pharmacy and then they give it to you. Here, you could just call them and they'll keep them to you. No papers, no anything. So that was a plus, right? So I go and I get my antibiotics and a bunch of expensive vitamins, because the COVID virus is mostly about your autoimmune system. Apparently mine was low. So we ended up doing that, and within 3 days I got to feeling a lot better. And then within a week I mostly had recovered, and the scare was over. But it was very scary, especially for my wife, because she got to see it all. She got sick, but within a week she wasn't sick anymore. She didn't really get that bad. But yeah, it almost wiped me out. It was pretty scary being in Colombia. And then after that happened to us, and we were able to travel. They lifted the ban. You could travel via bus, and we wanted to go to Cali. And Cali is where she grew up, and all her family is in Cali, right? We didn't have anybody in Bogota. So we wanted to be close to her family, and we ended up going to Cali. And Cali was beautiful. The weather is perfect. Only downside, I guess it was the downfall would be the mosquito problems. They have a lot of mosquitoes over there, so just wear repellent, the beautiful people, the food was great and everything. Cost of living was pretty cheap, and we ended up staying in Cali for a year. We were there for a little bit over a year. So and we loved it, it was really nice. But we always wanted to live at the beach, right? We always wanted to live at the beach. And then in Cali, we had a scare with my wife. She had a fancy phone, and walking home, right as she gets to the gate, she gets a phone call from our daughter back in Houston. And when she picked the phone up to talk, as she's opening the gate, a guy on a motorcycle just came by, like when you see the eagles take an animal from the street or from the ground, and next thing you know, he took off with the phone. And the person on the phone was, hello, all I heard was the air, what's going on, hello? And they didn't know that somebody stole her phone. It was a horrible experience for her. She was scared, but that wasn't bad. We learned, they say don't give papaya in this country, which means don't give them an excuse, for you to get robbed. So, and that's what happened. She gave them a good excuse, and they took it from her. After Cali, in June of this year, we decided, I work from home, so I can work anywhere I have Wi-Fi. It's really, really cool. And we decided to come to Santa Marta to see the ocean and look at the beaches and see if we liked it. And if we liked it, we were going to rent a house. So I rented an Airbnb for a month right in Rodadero, not far from here, and it was great. We loved it. We fell in love with it. We didn't know the ins and the outs of living in Santa Marta, so I'll get to that in a minute.